Hi folks, I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. So today is Sunday, the 22nd of December 2024, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how the rapture is actually a pre-tribulational rapture, in my opinion, okay? Now, there are various Bible scholars who think it's actually a mid-trib rapture or a post-tribulation rapture, okay? In this video then, I'm going to tell you what my view is, which I think is actually a pre-tribulational rapture. Now, I'm not going to make this video, a long video trying to prove this, but rather I'm going to be talking about a couple of verses of scripture here, in which many Bible scholars go into, okay, to prove that it's actually a pre-tribulational rapture, okay. And I'm going to tell you what my views are on these two verses, okay. Now, many Bible scholars out there often discuss how Revelation chapter 1, verse 10 proves there is actually a pre-tribulational rapture, okay? Then in my view, you can actually link it to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 2, okay? Which talks about how it is that it's the day of the Lord, okay? Now, if we read Revelation 1:10, it says here, and I'll show you the Bible in a moment, okay? It says, in the spirit on the Lord's day, that's the day of the rapture, okay? Because if you read 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 2, it will tell you the same thing, that is the day of the Lord, okay, the day of the rapture, okay. And heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet, okay. So then I also believe, in my view, you might agree or disagree, but I believe that the rapture is going to happen during Yom Teruah, or the Feast of Trumpets, okay. Because when the trumpet goes off, okay, it's suggesting, sound the alarm, judgment is coming. So what kind of judgment is going to be? The tribulation period, the 7-year tribulation period, or Daniel's 70th week. It's also a day of coronation as well. Now, we also have to check the Greek translation on this, and I actually have the Greek translation as well, and I'm going to show you that in a moment, okay? But now let us have a look at chapter 1, verse 10, okay? And it reads, I was in the Spirit, this is John the Apostle, okay? On the Lord's day, meaning the rapture, and heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet. So many Bible scholars say that this relates to, John the Apostle experiencing the rapture of the church, okay? And I agree with that, I think that the evidence in the Bible is quite clear on this, okay? Now, and then of course, John the Apostle, was given to write about the book of Revelation, and really the tribulation period begins in chapter 6, okay, when he sees, I, John, saw when the Lamb opened all the seals. So the tribulation period really begins on chapter 6, and then it actually ends on Revelation 20, verse 6, okay. According to my study of the Bible, this is where the tribulation period really ends, because on verse 6 it says here, blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Okay, so in my view, then the tribulation period really ends here with this final verse here on verse 6. Okay, because if you read the account here on chapter 20, it says here, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. So we can see the continuation of the tribulation period, in that Jesus has to make the final judgment and put the devil, if you like, into the abyss or the bottomless pit for 1,000 years. And I think that after verse 6, then, the tribulation period is really over, okay? And it reads on verse 7 here, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed here of his prison, and then so on, okay? But I think it really ends here on verse 6. Now, most Bible scholars say that the tribulation period actually ends on chapter 18, okay? On chapter 18. I believe that it continues on beyond chapter 18, because there's actually a lot of judgments here happening on verse 19. If you look at verse 9, chapter 19, rather, Verse 15, and out of his mouth goes a sharp sword that with it he should smite the nations. Okay, so there is still judgment going on during the tribulation period. Okay, um, you know, it's although Jesus come back for the millennial kingdom, if you like, making this judgment, it's more like how can I put it? Um, a transition period, if you like. That yes, Jesus come back, to rule, but he's still making that judgment. Okay, and before the millennial kingdom uh, reign really begins, he has to finalize all these judgments. Okay, so I can understand how Bible scholars say that the tribulation period actually ends with chapter 18. I get it, but we still have this little transition period that we got to go through into Revelation chapter 19 and also 20 for Jesus to finally, uh, make a final judgment, with everything, if you like, so to speak, and then move on into the actual reign of the millennial kingdom, so to speak. Okay. Uh, I guess Bible scholars have different views on this. That's fine. But I actually think that this verse 10 here actually does refer to the rapture of the church, because then if you look at like I said to you earlier, 1 Thessalonians 5:2. Okay, so we are here in Thessalonians. Go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, okay, that's a rapture, so cometh as a thief in the night. Okay, and it will happen in the night. I actually done a video on this. You should actually linked to Luke. Okay, now if you actually were to read the Greek translation, okay, I have a book here. Long story short, this is kind of like translating the Greek. Okay, um, so it's the Word Study Greek English New Testament. Okay, by McReynolds. Basically, this is the Greek translation into English. Okay, so if you got a copy of this book, if you go to Revelation chapter 1 and head over to verse 10, okay, right here it's saying I was in the spirit. So you got to check the nouns and the verse, what the verse are doing. I was in the spirit on the Lord's day, see the day of the rapture, and I heard behind me a loud voice like a trumpet. Okay, so uh, I think that the rapture is going to happen during Yom Teruah, during the Feast of Trumpets, saying write in a book what you see and send it to the seven churches, and so on. Okay, so if you were to read the Greek here on verse 10, okay, I became in spirit. So you got to read, the what the nouns and the verbs are doing. Okay, in the Master's day. Okay, that's the day of the Lord. Okay, that's a rapture. And I heard after me sound great a trumpet. Okay, saying what you see, right in small book and send it to the seven assemblies or churches. Okay, and so on. That's why it's always important for Bible scholars to get a Greek translation. So yeah, in my view, this is just a quick video. I don't want to get into all this. It's going to make for a longer video, but I agree with us Bible scholars that say that Revelation chapter 1 verse 10 is actually a pre-tribulational rapture verse. It actually proves it. Also, if you link it to 1 Thessalonians 5:2, okay, the day of the Lord, if you like. And also, in my view, I think it's going to happen during Yom Teruah, in the Feast of Trumpets, because, Yom Teruah is actually a day of sounding the alarm, a day of judgment, a day of coronation, when Jesus is coming to, gather himself, the church, okay? So, yeah, just a quick video. This is just my view on it. All right, folks, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.